Hold on. Okay. Do I see a live? I see a live. This morning on the Huddle, we're going to continue our live stream discussion on helping you write your first book on the next practical step, email marketing. We got the #1 sales system strategist here to break it down for us. So grab yourself a cup of coffee, huddle up. It's time for the Huddle. Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the Huddle. I'm your host, Walter Strong. If you're new here and you want to find your passion, unlock your potential, and discover God's purpose for your life, then I want to welcome you to the show. And also, if you haven't had an opportunity yet as you're joining me, or if you're a returning viewer, you want to subscribe to the channel because we got some great guests each week that is breaking down the practical steps on helping me and you to find our passion, unlock our potential, and discover our purpose in writing our first book. This morning, read the intro and bio to our next guest. She has been wonderfully married for over 19 years. She is the mother of 5 amazing children. She has spent the past 10 years helping very successful entrepreneurs grow and scale their business ethically and organically through leveraging the power of email marketing. She has been featured as the #1 sales system strategist on Fox, CBS, NBC, and hey, look out CNN, look out Don Lemon.
Look out, I'm coming for you.
She's coming.
Yes.
Back focus. In other places, she believes that every woman, and I agree with her, that every woman deserves the right to be financially independent, and they deserve to have the life that God has designed for them and purpose for them. I want to welcome to the Huddle the #1 sales system strategist, undisputed, no one can challenge her, Mrs. Leticia Campbell. Welcome to the Huddle, my sister.
Oh my gosh, that was an amazing introduction. Thank you so much for that, Walter. Hello, guys.
All right. And to my YouTube guests that are joining us for the first time, just drop down in the chat. Let us know where you're watching us from.
Right.
If you're watching us on YouTube, please do me a favor, share this live stream on your favorite social media channel, because we want to encourage and inspire individuals who've been wanting to write their first book. It's a passion for them.
Right.
And now I brought Leticia. No, I didn't bring it. The Lord has brought us. Let's get it right. Correct. The Lord has brought Leticia Campbell on the live stream for us to break it down. So, Leticia, tell our viewers that are watching for the first time meeting you a little about yourself and how God gave you such a passion and a purpose for email marketing.
Well, I really enjoy doing this because, back in 2016, I was really, really at a loss. I always had a business. I learned about entrepreneurship from watching my dad fix cars, waking up 2 a.m. in the morning to help somebody with a tire on the side of the road. He used to wake us up in the summertime. I'm from New York. So he used to wake us up in the summertime. He used to, at like 5 o'clock in the morning, to pump the brake. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's like when somebody sits in the car and the other person's under the car, and I don't know what he was doing under the car, but he's like, pump the brake, hold it, pump it again, hold it. And I used to be like in my pajamas. So I knew about, entrepreneurship early on. I knew about commitment early on. My great grandfather was from the Dominican Republic, and he came here. He opened up a taxi business and a dry cleaning business. So I always grew up knowing there was another way to make money other than a job, And back in 2016, I literally asked God, I said, God, if this is something that you want me to do, I need a sign. You know how sometimes you get in those places in your life where you like, I need a sign. I know my goal, my aspirations, my dream. I know the vision that you've put in placed in me, but I need something to say as confirmation that I need to move forward. And I went on social media and I started to look up different coaches and things like that. And I found one and I just hit the ground running from there. So, you know, June of 2016, actually June 23rd of 2016, I know this because I reached out to Constant Contact and I asked them, how long have I been with you guys? And it said that date. And, you know, I started building my email list then. And then literally on August 11th of 2017, I was able to leave my corporate job. So, you know, that's how it all transitioned for me, for me to go from really taking this entrepreneurship to a serious level versus just as a hobby. Because I've had a business even way before that, you know, but it was more of like a side business to make extra money and things like that. But it got really serious for me in 2016. Yeah.
Great. So our viewers, especially those who are looking to write their first book,
Right.
what is email marketing for
Email
the
marketing.
novelist?
Yeah, like to sum up from my definition of email marketing is like you are building your core audience, right? You know, social media is great where you're building up followers and fans and engagement and stuff. But when people are opting into your email list, like they're giving you permission to send them stuff. Like these are the people who are like, I need to know more about this individual. I need to get them into a space where I know that I could solely pay attention to them, which is in their inbox. I mean, every mom out there, what do we do every morning? It's like we check our text messages, then we check to see who's sent us an email. And we live and breathe in our inbox, you know, at least most of the women that I know, including myself. So that's what it sums up for me is like, if you really want to take your book sales and your audience to the next level, you gotta get them on your email list. You just have to. In this day and age, is now a necessity.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so, as you know, most new authors, they're in the process of writing the book. They're focusing, they're editing. When should an author, while they're doing those things, when should they really start focusing on email marketing? Should it be after they submit the book to the publisher, or should they be focusing on developing an email list even as they're writing?
Even as they're writing. Now, no, you don't have to give out the title or the full details of the book, but you can definitely bring us along the process, you know, sharing pictures and slideshows of you, like in your thought process, asking us, you know, what do y'all think about this chapter, you know, of the book? And I have this topic for this chapter. And what do you guys think about what I should write about this topic? Like bring us into the journey, you know, and make us a part of it. And that's how you build that raving fans. It's like you're bringing us along the journey. You're making us a part of the journey. And now once the book is launched, we're buying into the journey. And just imagine you do that for every single edition for your books on how you start to build this community, you know, organically, without being forced in it, you know. So I do think it's important that, you know, if you really want to get high conversion and more importantly build that community, you want to dip the minute you get pen to paper, that is the opportunity for you to say, I need to start bringing some people along with me with doing this journey and during this process. Yeah.
So even as I'm looking at maybe 3 or 4 different titles, maybe looking at some book covers as I'm building that email marketing list to say, hey, guys, ladies, I want your feedback on these 3 titles. Kind of give me some feedback, you know, and you're right. Before this whole pandemic, when we would go into a bookstore, you would look at different books on the shelf and you would say, nah. But once you saw that title and that cover, that book that grabbed you, say, let me pick this up. Let me.
And I could go back to there's a book that I read once called Go for the No. And when they first launched the book, they didn't get that much. It was a great book. I purchased it when it first launched. But when they changed the cover, when they asked their audience, they were like, what cover do you guys think we should have for the next edition? And all they did differently with the next edition was add in some like viewers' comments, you know, in between the pages and stuff. But the content was the same. And their sales skyrocketed because, again, they asked us, they brought us along the process, they made us part of it, and you know, then we brought into it.
Gotcha. Now, let's say I on Gmail, Outlook, I got over 100 individuals in my email. So my first question would be, as an expert, what would you, hands down, what do you feel is the best e-marketing system as a new author I should be looking for? I know there's a host.
I'm going to say Constant Contact. I'm going to say, and I'm only saying this because, like I said, I've been using Constant Contact since 2016. I've used other ESPs, email service providers, before that and in after that, because when I got Constant Contact and I started using it, I love the easiness of using it, the user friendliness of using it. I love the customer service. You know, you call them or they chat with you online. It was basically drag and drop for me. And Constant Contact, quite honestly, has came a long way since 2016. You know, now you can schedule your social media content on Constant Contact, create landing pages, sales funnels, you name it. It's an amazing platform, you know, and I've used other platforms. I'm not going to name those names, but for me, I've always ended up going right back to I always had it. I never canceled my account, but I would, you know, I'm in the course curation, service providing world, the entrepreneur world. And I'm in these communities where they say, oh, you need to try this system. You need to try, we're using this. And I'm like, all right, let me go over and check it out. And I would pay for, I always believe in, you got to pay, you know, for these services. I never really use it as a free account, you know. I want to open up all the features. So I'd rather just, you know, go right in and just pay for the membership for it. But I ended up going right back because it wasn't easy for me to use those other systems versus Constant Contact. So, and Constant Contact grows with you. So I started out, you know, practically with no list in the beginning. And now I have a super large list, right? But a lot of people will say, well, I'm going to use this email service provider because this is where I am at my business. My list is not that big. I don't need all those features. And then their business grows. And now they have to switch service providers because the one they're currently using is not compatible. But what happens when you do switch, your list has to also opt in to that new service provider. And most of them don't. They don't transition over, even if you export it. Because by law, and this is why I say I coach women ethically, because you got to be ethical with email marketing, because if you break any rules, it can cost your business thousands, right? Because this is people confidential information. Their emails is considered by law confidential information that falls into their Privacy Act. So that's why I say, like, if you're going to get a system, use the one that is going to grow with your business. And guys, listen, it's a income, it's a business expense. So anything that you invest in, you should be writing off by the next year. So that's also what I look at it as well. It's not something that people like, I don't want to get into email marketing right now because I got to pay $50 a month for an ESP. I'm like, yeah, but when you file for your taxes, you should be writing that amount off. So it's going to help your business, and it's something that you can write off later on.
Gotcha. Hey, just her sharing just that powerful nugget of truth it's just truly adding value to me. So I know it's adding value to you. So give us either a hashtag value or a thumbs up on the YouTube page. You know, let me ask you this follow-up question. So I got 50 to 100 individuals in my Gmail, Google account. How do I transition them over without being a headache or a nuisance or spamming them? What's the proper way of me being able to get them transitioned over to something like Constant Contact?
Well, you know, you could offer them something like maybe an ebook or like I always say people are not just going to join your list just because you want them to join. You got to give them some type of like a buy-in incentive. So you can create something like, maybe if you're writing a book, maybe you're going to give the first chapter of your book, and that be something that you could dive in as an ebook. And so you'll send out a message or an email to your Gmail list, and you would say, hey, I have a brand new, email service provider. Like, be honest with them. Let them know, like, hey, my business is growing, my business is expanding. I want to be able to communicate with you in an ethical way and more consistently. So I'm offering for all new new subscribers to my list, an opportunity for you not to only get on my email list, but to also grab a very first copy of my ebook, or a opportunity to check out my video series, or something that you could just give as a freemium in a sense. And you're going to notice, like, people like, oh, great, she's giving me something to join her list. That's awesome. She or he, and they join your list. And now, now you're building up your list that way. So I think that's a really good way of doing it. You can try to keep a spreadsheet up and just make sure, okay, this person joined my list today. Okay, good. Check. She's in. He's in. Check. And anyone who don't join, you send them reminders. Hey, by the way, maybe you missed my last email, but I just want to let you know that I'm, same thing I said earlier about you transitioning, your business is growing, or, you want to be able to communicate with your audience on a more consistent basis, give special and exclusive content to, high priority, people. And, you're going to start to see more and more people are going to join your list that way. So that's a good way to start at it.
Okay. Boom. We're here with the #1 sales system strategist. She's showing us.
I'm trying to break it down. So try to make it simplify it.
Kung fu here this morning. She's showing us the kung fu. I know, too much television. I know.
It's okay.
Those of you watching on YouTube and who are going to watch the replay of this,
right?
Give me a hashtag replay. Hashtag replay this. This is I'm not asking you it as adding value, just on what she shared this morning.
Yes.
Her kung fu. Give me a hashtag replay. Next question, Mrs. Campbell. So we talked about, drumming interest in promoting the book. Now I found a publisher. Yeah. And I'm moving towards a book launch. Share how Constant Contact and email, and by the way, this is not sponsored by the Huddle, but we want to give a shout out to Constant Contact because we got the master, the kung fu expert of email marketing here. So we got to give you a plug. So how do I begin to go to that next level in promoting the book now?
Well, Constant Contact has tons of templates that you can use, layouts that you can use, to where not only will it help you promote your next book or your first book, it's going to do it in such a professional way. I mean, you could literally type in the word launch or premiere or whatever, and it give you like a whole ton of suggestions. Also, if you reach out to their, service line, their customer service line, you actually will speak to somebody and they can give you tons of tips and actually help you set it up for you. So that's another way. Try to influence a team to help you with this process, because you already got to get out there and promote. So that's already a lot of nervousness and anxiety. You've been working on this basically this whole project that's going to be with you for a lifetime. Like, books now are like business cards. You go somewhere, an event, and you tell people, somebody, your author, here go my book, you want a copy, things like that. So it's like get as much help that you can, and know that I promise you're going to get way more conversion by sending out your next book or your first book launch to your email list versus you posting on social media. I mean, let's just be honest. The algorithms are against us. And it's like the algorithms is a machine, determining which of your content is relevant, which of it's not. But when you're sending out emails to your email list, all of your content is relevant. All of your content matters. All of your content gets in the hands of the people who needs to hear it, who needs to look at it. So, think of having an email marketing plan and start thinking of it now.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Start thinking it now. And as I look back on when I wrote my first book back in 2015, A Quiet Place with the Father, I'm just saying to myself, man, I wish I knew these things. And so when the Lord laid this on my heart about doing a series on writing your first book,
right,
to be able to share and to say, hey, look, as a new author, there's some mistakes along the way you can make. But then when you learn, you got to be able to say, I'm going to learn, but now I'm going to share with others.
Right.
Because
I mean, as authors, you guys, you know, as authors, when you're thinking of writing a book, and if you're really into being an author, it's like you guys are really big on being perfectionists. It has to be perfect. It has to be, the grammar has to be perfect. The look has to be perfect. The launch has to be perfect. But that's not really what your audience is seeking. You know, I think that the reason why authors are sometimes the worst at marketing, because they think once I put the book on Amazon, and because Amazon would sell it, or put a book up on a website, okay, people are going to come running to it. And it's not like that. You got to think of your book as, now I got to build production, right? And marketing around it, right? And then let the PR, like marketing is what we say about the book, or we say about our business, right? Or what we say about ourselves. That's marketing, right? Then you have marketing and advertising, right? Then you have PR. PR is what other people are going to say about the book, after somebody reads it and gets their hands on it. So that's what you have to have both, and both things, marketing and PR. Marketing and advertising and PR, they both have to balance, and sometimes authors sway to the marketing side, not so much though, because you guys don't bring us along to the process. It has to be both hand in hand. So, that's what it is. It's like you could have tons and tons of books, but at the end of the day, have you built marketing and PR around all this?
Great. No, great. And you have to. So, hey, I'm getting great value out of this. I know you are. So just give us a thumbs up and give us a hashtag. If you're going to watch it on the replay, hashtag watching live value. Because you want to write your first book. And so you want to have someone like the number one sales strategist, system strategist, walking along on the journey with you. All her contact information is in the description. So we ain't gonna leave you hanging like, how can I get in contact? She, at the end of the before we end, she gonna give you all the
I'll give you my information.
We got it in the description for you. We got
another thing I want to mention is, like, for those of you who want to turn this into like a business, because you got to think, how can I create like residual income, passive income from one book? One of the biggest things, I learned this from Russell Brunson, like he gives all his books away for free. Like literally every book he's launched, he gives it away for free. And this is how he does it. It's the funnel. And that's what you can also create in Constant Contact as well, is where people will get the book for free. They'll pay for the shipping. And then the upsell will be maybe you doing a course. So the book is like the lead, and oh God, I get a physical copy of the book. I have it in my hand. I pay for the shipping. It comes to my house. And then the upsell from that, and this all can be done with the sales funnel automatically. So I will go in, I'll type in, walterstrong.com, and oh great, he has a free book, that can get mailed to my house. I pay for the shipping. Then right after I pay for the shipping, another page pops up. Hey, would you like to join the course that's going to go over step by step every single chapter? I explain it, video explanation, resources, everything. And that could be like $4.97. So that's the one way you guys can pivot your book to be something that can be a buy-in and actually can create profits on the end. Because here's the thing, guys, you charge $25 for a book. Okay, great. People buy it one time. Great. But how to create real revenue from the book is that you want to ask yourself, how can I turn this book into some type of residual or passive income? Not to say you don't have to give it away for free. Nobody's saying that. But if you are new and people don't really know you as of yet, maybe you want to give it away for free, or at least as a discount. And then the next level will be for them to either get a course or a boot camp or a challenge, like opt into something else to where you can break down the chapters. Chapter 1 would be module 1, chapter 2 would be module 2, something like that, to where you can create some real revenue from.
Definitely. Yeah. Let me ask you this final question as we bring this huddle to a close. Man, this is good. With social media,
Let me
there we
sink
go.
in.
With social media and in all of the past events that we saw going on, that an individual can be kicked off Twitter.
Yes,
You
that's
can be
right.
put in the Facebook jail. And you say, these are all my contacts are on Facebook and on
It's
Twitter.
gone.
Why is email marketing, in your opinion, so much important than all these social media channels?
It is so important. And Walter, and I can't stress enough. It's like when I see somebody that has 1 million followers and they don't have an email list, I get very nervous and very scared because, you're on borrowed land. Right? You're on rented space. We don't own Facebook. We don't own Instagram. We don't own LinkedIn. We don't even own YouTube. Right? We don't own this space. We're literally borrowing this space. And be able to do videos like this and able to show up and not pay a price at all, except for, what we're using to stream. But, like I said, when you're building a list, you're building up your core audience. Also, you are you're creating social real estate. A lot of people think websites is social real estate. I don't believe that. I believe when you build up an email list, that is your social real estate. You own that. That's your list. That's your audience. And you're not relying on the algorithms. You're not relying on, oh God, today Instagram shut down, or, oh my God, I'm blocked from going live. I remember, I think it was like last year, I was like, my Facebook account shut down for a week and everything. And I was like, okay, I was still making money off of my list. So to get those repeat sales, those repeat customers and clients, you need a list, and on top of that, your consumers, and you could look this up anywhere, your consumers will much rather communicate with you on email because social media is chaotic. You got, big time Fortune 500, companies who are investing thousands of dollars a month and getting in front of your audience. So let's say like your competitors are smart, when you're talking about retargeting and somebody's selling something like a waist trainer. I have a client that sells waist trainers, and they can literally pull your traffic. They can say, whoever goes on your site, when they hop on social media like Facebook or YouTube, they're going to get their ads. So let's say if you're selling waist trainers, www.queenwaisttrainers.com, and you got a competing company that's way larger than you, more marketing dollars to spend on ads and things like that. They can literally put in an ad saying, whoever goes onto queenswaisttrainers.com, we want them to see our ads when they're going on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or whatever. We could say, oh, that's kind of like not ethical. According to the marketing world, that is ethical marketing. They're using your traffic, right?
Yeah,
to make sales. They just are. Like if I went on a supplement site the other day and all of a sudden I saw Goalie gummies on my timeline. I wasn't looking at Goalie gummies. I bought a bottle though. Actually have it right here. But anyway, so it's like it is ethical in the sense of the marketing world. They're not literally inboxing your audience. They're not looking on your Facebook and saying, okay, we're going to inbox all your Facebook friends and we're going to see if they want to buy our stuff. They're utilizing retargeting, managed marketing, all those things. So when you have a list, when you have an email list, you're getting your brand out of the noise of social media. It's like you're getting them out of traffic. You say, hey, this is a detour way. Like this is a easy way to get the solution to your problem. And you don't have to sit on the New Jersey Turnpike or the,
it's a great analogy.
You don't have to take the Holland Tunnel, and deal with all that, the billboards and things like that. So, email marketing is your billboard. And again, I can't stress enough. What if Facebook goes away? What if Instagram goes away? What if, your audience is not on? What if you don't want people when you go live? Like, what if you don't want people to show up on Facebook? What if you want to start to monetize your YouTube and you want your list to watch all your shows there? That's what I do. Like when I go live, yes, I go live everywhere, but when on my list, I want them all go to YouTube. I want to start monetizing that platform, which I should have done a long time ago, but I was like in the noise and in the matrix. Like when you're using email marketing, it's like the matrix. Like you're getting outside the matrix. Like when Neo was like coming out of the egg and all these, the cords was coming off of him. And, you're stepping outside of the matrix and your list is yours. It's yours,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
So that's to sum that up, you know, that's why email marketing hands down is more important than you building up your follower. Because literally every follower I get, I want to get on my email list. Oh, great. Thank you so much for following me. Guess what? I have this brand new launch coming up, or I have this summit coming up. You know, I want you to register. Bam, got that person on my list. Oh, you want to join my Facebook group? Thank you. Answer these questions. I need your email list. Bam, I get them on my list. Like, we're working as a team every day
Mhm.
to you know, monetize every single lead that comes in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Where can our viewers get more information from you?
Right. Thank you. So you could follow me on well, you could go to camelsuccessnetwork.com.
Mhm.
There you get all my Instagram information. I actually have a free list building masterclass for those of you who want to learn how to build a high converting email list now. I do
Mhm.
this masterclass every week. It's absolutely free to register, and just go to camelsuccessnetwork.com and you can register there.
Perfect. Links are all in the description.
Yes.
Instagram, LinkedIn, all what you need to get the master #1 sales strategist, Leticia Campbell. Thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for being on the huddle. We definitely would love to have you as a returning
I'll
guest.
be right back.
Sure, we love. And so, question of the day for my viewers who have been watching this on YouTube: do you have an email marketing list as you're writing this first book? And if you don't, drop down in the comment section and share what you're doing to get you one. And
Right.
so if this, I again, I know it's added value to you. Just do us a favor, just give us a thumbs up and share this live stream on your social media channel. And if you haven't had an opportunity yet, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And
Right.
as we close out, we always close out saying, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that will
Amen.
prevail in your life. So
Amen.
we will see you next week. We're going to talk to Leticia on the after show. You have a blessed day and continue to write that book. Oh, let's get the intro music. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Next week, we'll see you on the huddle.